Hey there. I'm going to be making a video about Escape from Tarkov, believe it or not. Uh, just to be clear, this video is mainly, like, very strongly based on gameplay, not a how-to video. It's just for those people who want to see the game in action instead of just the trailer or what people say about it before they actually buy the game, to help decide if they want to. I'm going to be showing a little bit of the mechanics, like how to use the guns, obviously, because tutorial and such. Not tutorial, but gameplay. Anyway, this is your inventory. I'm not going to focus on here very much. I just need to get a pistol because I'm going to be doing what's called a mac and cheese run. A mac and cheese run is just where you get a Makarov, which is the cheapest pistol in the game, and you get a slice of cheese. There's an actual slice of cheese. It's a medkit that's yellow, but people just call it the cheese. That's the Makarov. Use the bullets for the Makarov. You're going to learn what all these are. It looks complicated, but if you take the time, and it really doesn't take that much time, it isn't very hard. Makarov holds 8 bullets, so I'm going to buy 8 bullets. Oh no. No, it didn't work. I did it wrong. Bam, there we go. Alright, so I'm going to be bringing myself an S-Mark, which is basically just a tourniquet and a bandage for heavy bleeding. S-Mark is heavy bleeding, bandage is light bleeding. Escape from Tarkov. I'm going to be going as two kinds of people. One is a PMC, which is your main character. You can edit the loadout and all that stuff. See here. You drag it in here if you want to use it. And then I'm going to be showing you what a Scav looks like, which is a scavenger. It's a temporary character. It has completely random items. And you basically load in as it. You try to survive. If you do, you get to keep it. If you don't, well, you're dead. And it's really not a big deal because they're completely free. And the only limit on it is the cooldown, which is 20 minutes. I'm going to be going to Factory. There are a bunch of these maps here. Factory is the smallest one, very compact, and it's meant for PvP. And it's a great way to learn the mechanics of the game. And you get straight into fighting. I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm going to get straight into the fighting. This is insurance, basically. You buy insurance from one of these guys. You die, you lose your stuff. You might get it back depending on if people take it. So if I get killed and I have insurance and no one takes my Makarov, I get to keep the Makarov. It comes back to me within, it doesn't say here, but it comes back within 24 and 36 hours. See, return rate very slow. That isn't the point of this. I'm not going to insure it because it's very cheap and I have plenty of money. You can look for a group. I don't recommend that because usually people who invite you to a group kill you right away, take your stuff, and get on with their day. Most people probably won't kill you if you're low level like I am. I'm only level 8. And if you have a garbage gun like I do, that's literally the worst gun in the game. Well, it's said to be because of the low magazine capacity, low damage, and well, it can shoot as fast as you click, but it's still slower than the majority of good, I guess, guns. I know you couldn't see, but I put good in air quotes. Load into the game. Just this nice loading screen you can see in the bottom here. The amount of time you're waiting. I'm level 8, and again, that's because I got this game not too long ago. You level up to level 8 pretty quickly. I enjoyed the game a lot, so I just felt like making a YouTube video about it because I haven't made a YouTube video in a long time. This gives you a little bit of information about the game. Just the controls here, which I'll show you in game. A little bit of backstory behind the map, and then behind the different things, and so on and so forth. You'll get to see these if you get the game. I'll just go back here so you can read it while waiting. If you don't get the game. It goes on its own, like from one slide to the other. But I'm not going to be in the waiting room for very long. I just call it the waiting room. You're waiting, basically. So, I'll just zoom through them a bit. Oh, I was saying before, PMC is your main character, fully customizable. All the guns are almost fully customizable. Like, you can do almost anything to them whatsoever. It's a lot of fun. It's very immersive and it's very complicated. Once you get to learn it, it's rewarding because you can change your gun and buy parts for it and make it better or worse if you want to. Some people just mess up their guns for fun. Like, they take out the magazine completely. You can load into the game without a magazine. So each time you want to shoot, you have to load in a singular bullet to the slide, then shoot, then do that again, and so on. And usually people do that if they're really rich and bored. And then Scavs is short for scavenger. Um, Single use, completely randomized. I think I explained it before. If you don't understand, you'll be able to see in a couple of minutes, depending on how long I survive this round. What's great about the mac and cheese run, mac is Makarov, cheese is just the medkit. I didn't bring a medkit because it's expensive and I didn't have it in my inventory. No, that's not right. It's not expensive, it's very cheap. I just don't want to spend money. Because why would I want to spend money? Bang. This, I think, was a scav. Free gun. Anyway, what I was saying was, this is fantastic because it's low risk, very high reward. You can get all this stuff for very cheap, under 10,000 rubles. 10,000 rubles is very little, actually. People have hundreds of millions of dollars in this game if they know what they're doing. Basically, middle mouse on something to search it. Here's someone. Press Alt-T to check the amount of bullets in your gun because you have almost no HUD. Well, there you go. When I said low risk, high reward, that was kind of wrong because there's always a very high risk. See, you can see my in the loading screen how little I had on me. I killed one scav and I got all that. If I survived and I didn't run into a real player, or if I ran into a real player later, more into the game, when I got my stuff, when I organized my things and I was more ready for a fight, then I could have gotten, like, I could have extracted with all this and I could have survived and I could have gotten it all and that would be fantastic, but I didn't. Now, when you die, your health doesn't just magically reappear out of nowhere. You have to take time to heal by waiting if you're poor, or you can pay money to heal, pay rubles, in-game money, not real money, to heal instantly. Now this only happens after level 6 or 7. Before level 6 or 7, to heal is completely free, no matter how many times you die, until you get past level 6 or 7. Yeah, I have to pay like 8,000 rubles because I was at 100 HP, and my character was pretty beat up. But again, 8,000 rubles isn't very much. It's just, if it happens a lot, it accumulates. So what I recommend is, if you don't have money and you did get the game and you're at the point where you have to pay rubles to, what do you call it, heal, then, you know, if you're poor, what you can do is just go in as a scav and let yourself heal, or just use a medkit instead of paying if you have one. There are different kinds of medkits all over the place. There's CMSs, which are unique because they can heal completely destroyed limbs. I'll show you what I mean in a bit. Health here. Your limbs have a certain health, you know, 70, 85, 35, so on. Let's say my left arm gets shot by a shotgun, and I'm not wearing armor. Even if I was wearing armor, it probably wouldn't protect my arm. It gets shot by a shotgun, it gets hit really hard. It'll take away a good amount of my health, and that arm will be completely messed up. With a CMS right here, I can fix that arm, even if it's at 0. Most of the time, if you heal, and one of your limbs is at 0, it can't go up. It's dead. It turns black in your health bar. It's at 0 out of, let's say, 60 for my left arm, so I'd use this. It would make it 1 out of 60, but even that's fantastic because now I can actually heal and continue to use that arm. If it damages your legs, like if your legs go black or they get broken or crippled or fractured, then you limp, depending on how severe it is. There's sometimes a stronger limp. If you take painkillers, then you won't have a limp because you ignore the pain for a limited amount of time. If you get hit in the stomach or the thorax, usually you start coughing a lot, people can know where you are. So on and so forth. I don't want to dwell on it very much. I'm going to do factory again because of the close quarters. That scav right there, the one I'm using, is completely randomized. I was hoping that maybe it would have a better starting gun than an SMG for this video, so I might not die right away. But you got to do the best with what you've got. If I kill another scav, then I can get their gun. Usually they have shotguns, assault rifles, or better SMGs. That's not a very good SMG. At least it's at close quarters, so if I spray, I have a higher chance of hitting them. Yeah. This helmet right here, it's a very good helmet for low levels because it has an extremely high ricochet rate. That means if someone hits you, let's say the bullet's coming from here, hits your head right there, it has a very high chance that the bullet's going to bounce off, doing minimal damage to you and not killing you, because usually if you get shot in the head, you're going to die. That's kind of how it works, you know, and this very much helps protect you. If you're loading as a player scav, you have a different extract. Oh, hey there. That right there is a regular scav, not a player scav or an actual player. It's an AI run by the game, and what's great about it is that if you load in as a player scav, they won't shoot you. Unless you shoot them first, then they all try to attack you as if you're a regular player. I'm gonna shoot them just to get their stuff, because I want their stuff. Hello. There we go. Press F and X at the same time. It lets you go prone while looting, and that's really important because there's a lower chance of you getting hit. And I died. Lower, but still not zero. Anyway, one of the scavs killed me. That was a mistake on my part. I shouldn't have started looting him before I took care of the other scav. Because, you know, you shoot one scav, they'll attack you. Anyway, still a good run. My goal right now isn't to get loot because I have enough loot. I just want to get XP to level up. Once you get to level 10, you get something called the Flea Market, which is an interactive market through all players, where one player puts something up for sale, you can buy it. I'm not exactly sure how it works because I haven't played this game for a very long time, and I personally don't have access to the Flea Market. But I hear it's very good because you can buy almost anything in the game for variable prices. And that's pretty nice because it's like an open market. I'm gonna find a gun. Inventory space is very important in this game. You have a max inventory space no matter what version of the game you get. I got the standard edition. The standard edition means that I have 10 here, 10 in the top row, by 28 down. So I can hold 10 by 28 items. That's the amount of space I have. If you get one above the standard edition, you have 10 by 38. Two above the standard edition, you have 10 by 48. And if you get the very most expensive edition called EOD, or Edge of Darkness, you get 10 by 68. But it's like 100 and something American dollars. I personally don't think it's worth it. You can manage with the regular storage thingy, the base edition. You'll be perfectly fine as long as you know how to store your stuff properly. You have to be relatively organized, like putting backpacks inside of backpacks, you know, putting guns inside of backpacks, stuff like that. Loading magazines into whatever guns you have so that they take up less space. I'm going to go in right here with something called the SKS. Probably heard of it before if you play first-person shooter games. This is a great gun because there's a relatively high amount of damage for a starter person, and it holds 10 bullets. It shoots as fast as you can click. Basically, what I'm going to try to do is go in with nothing. Well, not nothing, but with this, and then I'm going to try to kill a scav or a person and get their stuff and do what I tried to do before, because I want to show you guys what an extract looks like. Basically, an extract is how you end the game. You don't run out the clock. If you run out the clock, I've never personally done it before because I've either died or extracted, but let's just say it doesn't end well for you because I'm pretty sure you just act like you died, except I don't know if you take damage or not, you know, your player. Extracting is the most important thing you can do. It's like the main goal of this. Getting loot is very important too, but there's no point of getting loot if you can't actually keep it, because if you die with loot on your body, you do not keep it. You lose it unless it's in something called your alpha container. Your alpha container is it starts off as a 4x4 if you get the standard edition, which means you have 2x2, so you have 4 squares in total. And what you do is you put stuff in it, then even if you die, you get to keep that stuff. Whether or not you are looted by people, whether or not you have insurance, you keep anything that's in your alpha container, except you can't put guns in your alpha container, but you can put ammo and other valuable items. So usually, you saw me before with my S-Mark and my bandage, they were in my alpha container, so if I die before I get the chance to use them, I get to keep them. No one can steal them from me. Fantastic, I get to use them next round if I need them. You can always take stuff out of your alpha container if you find something more valuable, like something called a G phone that's worth like 25,000 rubles, 20,000 rubles. If you sell it early on, it's fantastic. You can put in Rolexes, anything that's not bigger than 4 squares you can put inside of it, other than pistols and other types of guns. And, you know, it's reserved for your most important items, so that if you die, you get to keep it, you can sell it to whoever can buy it, and whoever buys it for the most. I'll show you an example if I survive this round, or if I survive long enough to kill someone or an AI and find something valuable on them. Then if I die, I'll show you that I kept the thing in my alpha pack. Anyway, back to extracts. What you do is you go to a specific pre-designated zone. You can see which zones are available to you by double tapping O once you get into the game. And then you have to go to those exfils within a certain amount of time, and then you stay in that exfil for like 6 seconds or something, and then you get out. I spawned in a very bad spot here because, well, it's a very bad spot. There are usually scavs and players who spawn very near you. This red thing and the red thing to the right are bad places to spawn. I'm going to jump over here to try to get some cover. I got lucky, no one spawned near me. At least seemingly no one spawned near me. I'm going to try to find a scav. You can scroll with your mouse button. If you scroll down, it makes you walk slower and quieter. If you scroll forward, it makes you walk regular speed and louder. So, you know, it's like a trade-off. Higher speed, more noise. C to crouch, X to go prone. I can't do it right here because this is blocking me. But X to go prone. Right-click aim in, left-click shoot. Tab to view your inventory. E or Q to lean. Alt-T to check your ammo. There's a couple other things I'm not remembering. Shift to sprint, etc. Really fun game. I like how there's no HUD. Makes it more immersive. I don't like games that have a HUD. I know you can turn them all off, but then you get a disadvantage. I like it when there's no HUD, so it's a bit more realistic. And no one has a HUD, so you're not at a disadvantage. You're always at a disadvantage in this game, to be clear. Everyone's always out to get you, no matter what. That was a real player right there. Or a player. I think it was a player scan. Right here. My leg got damaged. It's in pain, but it isn't bleeding for some reason. It's no longer in pain. I'm good. He damaged it very lightly. I don't have any bullets, so I have to loot him. This is my alpha container here. If I die, I get to keep my S-Mark advantage. Ooh. Yeah, this is a real person. When you find dog tags, that means it was a real person. You can see their name. This guy was Dark Avenger, most likely. Avenger just cut off, so it says Dark Avenge. You can sell dog tags. Later on in the game, you can combine them to get a certain kind of crate or box, whatever you want to call it, with good stuff, I've heard. I'm going to switch something out. Hold on. Thought I heard something. Right, this guy had a lot of bullets in his gun. Plus the scopes. Scopes are very important. They sell for a lot. They're great for your guns. I'm going to keep mine because this gun works pretty well even without a scope. You don't necessarily need one. It'll help you, but I find it unnecessary, especially in dangerous matches like this. Splints, these are not perfect. They're fantastic because if you break your leg by falling or getting an unlucky shot, then what you can do is you put on the splint, it immobilizes it, and you don't limp anymore. That's fantastic. Oh yeah, to be clear, you cannot loot people's armbands like this, and you can't loot their knives or compasses here. You take almost anything else. You hear that? This right here is called offices. It's a lot of loot. It's a main area for the game. Try not to camp, but I try to be careful at the same time, you know. No one likes a camper, but I don't want to rush in and die. This place you have to be careful, always check your corners. Alright. These, I'll close doors behind you, that way you can hear if someone enters the room. These are pretty great because there's a lot of them, and they can give you good stuff. They can give you keys, valuable things. These are pretty valuable. I'm gonna replace this and this because they're all worth more than 2,500 rubles. Rubles is the main currency in the game. There's also euros and dollars, but rubles is what you usually get from missions. Don't get me wrong, you can find euros and dollars in raids. These are called raids, not missions. But most likely you're going to find rubles. You usually sell things to most vendors for rubles, so on and so forth. You can sell dog tags too for rubles. The higher the level, the more you get for the dog tag. Keys are important because they let you open certain extraction zones. In this map, there are 3 main extraction zones. 2 of them need a key. 1 of them is free to use. You don't need a key, but it's the one that's a scav right there. If they talk, it's usually a scav or someone who's stupid enough to talk in game. You can't actually talk in game with proximity chat. You double-click Y. That gives you predetermined things. I'm not going to use one because I don't want anyone to hear me. People can hear you loot, by the way. You don't want to let people hear you loot. So only loot if you clear the place. I died last time as a scav because I did not clear the place. That was a mistake on my part. You hear that? That's him looting. Nearly full, I have enough. 30 and 30. Not gonna loot this guy yet. I'm gonna check to make sure there's no one else. Be careful of this. This is called the Sky Bridge. People camp there if they're farming. Here's some walking. Check left like this first. Then check Sky Bridge. Then check left even more. Nope. Reloading. Try to stay out of this hallway as much as you can. There's very little cover. That's where people die the most. If they're in offices. Try to stay inside these rooms. They give you a little bit more protection. Go back out, try to find them. They were on both sides of me. Luckily I didn't get hit. Bottom left you can see stamina, the position you're in. I'm standing up. Bottom is running stamina. Top bar is aiming stamina. If you aim, it takes away a certain amount of stamina. I guess it's meant so that people can't endlessly peek, you know? I mean, not endlessly peek, endlessly aim in with snipers or guns and such. You have different options to open doors. There's breaching, regular opening, bang and clear, flash and clear, move in. You need grenades or flashbangs for bang and clear and breach and clear. Breach, regular breach is just you kicking open the door. Makes a lot of noise if someone's far from the door. They can easily just shoot you when it opens. Pretty sure these are scavs. Throwing away my SKS because it's not as good as this one. The Sega is a shotgun. Very powerful depending on the rounds. It's pretty good. Yeah, okay. You can sell these knives too. They don't sell for very much, but if you have extra room, you might as well. I'm just gonna, let's see, okay. I'm gonna reload so for full minutes. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unload this. Nope. Heard someone, I think. Try to shoot me from down there. Not very nice of you. I gotta put this on single fire from this far. I don't think I got him. Double tap O to see your extraction points. I'm gonna go to game 3. That's the free one. I'm just gonna leave. It's not worth it. I got good stuff for a mac and cheese run. I'm in a bad spot here. Extraction is there. I gotta go. Watch out for extraction campers. I'm gonna take this guy's thing. It's better than the one I have. Alright. Throw a grenade or a flashbang in there if you can. I can't because I don't have a grenade or flashbang. Check the corners if you can. The extraction, just have to wait 4 seconds. There you go. That was a successful extraction. I got pretty lucky there considering that there weren't, whatchamacallits, good players, you know, with good loot. There was one guy at the end there who was a player scav because player scavs load in later on into the game. But there is just, all I could see was one regular character, not regular character, USCC or Bear. There are two factions. USCC is American, Bear is Russian. There's one USCC, USEC. I headshot at him. Very cool. The rest were scavs. You can see who he killed and how. 3 headshots, that's nice. Kilometers traveled, all the stuff you looted, combat, so on and so forth. Pretty nice. Then here's your XP. I gained 2,727. That's fantastic. For a lot of people, it's not very much, but for me, that's pretty good because I went in with an SKS and nothing else. This is a very successful run. A lot of the time, what people do, higher levels, is they do what's called factory farming. They go in with their best gear. Usually there's 4 or 5 of them. If there's 4, they kill the last person, take their stuff, because only 5 actual people load into factory. The rest are scavs or player scavs later on. What they do is, they load into factory with 4 or 5 people. If it's 4, they kill the one real person who's against them. there's 5. They just kill all the scavs, take the loot, wait for player scavs to load in, take their loot, and then extract at the very end. Middle click on certain guns to collapse the stock, that way they take up less room. It's very handy to know this stuff. You need to find a place to put this. It is a 2x5. Oh no. Alright. Backpacks, people, they're your best friends in this game. I have a collection of dog tags up here. I usually sell the ones under level 30. The ones above level 30 I keep. Just cause they're like my mementos, you know, of all the people who I destroyed. Yeah. Good times. I am gonna sell this though. Euros go up here. That goes in there. This goes in here. No. Actually. No, wrong one. Why? Oh, it's folded so I can't put a scope on. It's weird how it does that. For some guns you can't put a scope on if it's folded. This right here, no. This right here is my best gun. It's very strong. Hold on. It's an LMG. Has a 95 magazine drum, 95 round drum, with very, very strong bullets. This one, PS, isn't too strong, but what's inside the magazine, which my friend gave me, is very good. You know? I'm not going to use it now because I don't want to risk losing it right now, but you know, they're pretty good. Actually, if I'm going in with this, might as well keep that there. Here I'm gonna unload this, put it in here. What kind? BT. From what I know, BT isn't very bad. It's actually pretty good, especially for low levels. Unload this, put that in there, put this in here, keep this here, put this away. Can I put it anywhere? Yeah. I'm gonna put away the Sega rounds. I'm not gonna keep those. 9x19, don't remember when I got that, but free ammo. No, wait. Yeah, there. Keep all my keys, either to use or sell, or keep them for challenges, whatever. I'll find a use for it eventually. I will come to find a use for it eventually. I'm just gonna fill up my gun with rounds so it's full next time I load in. Oh no. Wrong type of ammo. 7x62. Oh, I need 5.45. Yeah. I'm gonna load in one more time in factory with my guy with stuff. Put that in there. Wrong type of ammo. No. 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 Okay. I have to buy it then. Go to trading, go to prepper. 545 by 39. I just get the second cheapest kind. Need 5. Alright. Painkillers and a splint. Painkillers are very important because, let's say, I explained this before, but just to be clear, let's say my left arm, no, let's say my left leg gets destroyed. Like it turns black, all its health is lost. I can still walk, but I'm gonna limp and I'm gonna be in pain, so my vision is gonna be weird. What I can do is use a splint if it's broken, so then that way you don't limp. But if it's not broken, it's just destroyed, you can take painkillers. They're very cheap, very easy to find, and they temporarily let you pretend that the pain isn't there. So you can start sprinting, you can not limp. Your vision will be fine for a couple of seconds. They're pretty great. I might as well keep these because they're cheap and I found them, so I might as well use them. When I said before that there's extreme customizability in this game, let me show you with this one because it's better. You can change all of this stuff. You can take it off, put whatever you want on. It's fantastic. I could take off all of this, hypothetically, I could. And then I could put my gun into my inventory and still take it in the game. It wouldn't shoot, it wouldn't do anything. It would just be a hunk of metal. But I think I could take it into the game. Let me test that out actually. No, keep that. Let's see, take off the stock. And that. And that. And that. It's green right now, which means I can take it into a game. It's not green, but it's regular. I could take this hunk of metal into the game if I wanted to. Single load all the bullets through the bolt, tap fire with no stock, no muzzle brake, anything like that. That's fantastic. But that was a bad example because I'd probably have to take everything off for it to turn red. I'm going to use a shotgun as an example. Because all you have to do is take off the pistol grip. I have a pistol grip on this. Then I can take out the magazine. And then that. And this. No, I'm going to put that on that actually. Oh wait, no. I'm going to put this in here. Take out this. Wow. Oh yeah, here it is. Now it's red. Oh, I was wrong. You can't put it in. You can't take a red gun into the game, but you can fully customize it however you like it. Even if it completely messes up the gun. It's pretty fun. Anyway, going into the game now. This is all I need. Oh, Scavs are open again. You know what? I'll go as the Scav. I don't want to lose this stuff. I might as well keep it. I'm going to go into factory again because it's the quickest one. Do a quick run. Then I think that'll be the end of the video once I'm done. I am going, what's the word? I'm taking a little too much time than I should, so I'm going to make this one quick. I'm not going to be careful. I'm going to breach doors and shoot wildly and sprint into firefights just to show you what the chads of this game are. My throat's getting sore from all the talking too. The struggles of a YouTuber. Oh, yeah, EOD, Edge of Darkness. What's kind of cool about it is that it gives you like a crown beside your name. When you're looking at your name, it gives you a little crown there. It basically lets everyone know that you have rich parents or you make a good amount of money in your job or whatever. Whatever will let you buy the most expensive version of the game. It lets people know that. It gives you a huge advantage, actually. That's what I don't like about it. Because, like, good for you. If you can afford it, that's fantastic for you. But it's a little bit pay to win at that point because you can fit a lot more gear into your inventory. What do I have? Mazen. Oh, nice. Hello. Hello. Can't tell if you're a real player or not. He's not a real player. I mean, he's not a scav. He's a real player. Yep. See right there? Real player. He thought I was a scav, actually. He couldn't tell. Because I was just kind of wandering around. Anyway, he got lucky. He had an automatic gun. Hit count 2. Well, hold on here. Ammo used 1. Hit count 2. I don't know, man. I don't know. Seems kind of sketch. Anyway. That was a bad round. My apologies. As I said before, I won't have enough time to do another round with my PMC because, as you see here, Scavs have a cooldown for the next 20 minutes. Then I can use this guy with the sunglasses and the shotgun. That'll be fun. I don't want to use my PMC because that would take too long and I have the risk of losing my stuff. That's not very good stuff. That's beginner level stuff, but you know, I don't want to lose it because I'm a beginner. And, you know, honestly, I did expect that round to take a little bit longer than it did because I died pretty quick there. But, yeah, because it took a lot shorter than I thought it would be, I'm just going to show you these guys real quick. Might as well. There's not going to be any more actual gameplay other than explanations of how the game works past this point. So if you just wanted to watch gameplay, then this is your time to go. If you are leaving, thanks for watching and have a nice life. But if not, these are called dealers or vendors. Prepper sells you bullets and guns. Therapist sells you whatchamacallits, medicine, stuff like that, food, water. Fence sells you whatever players sell to him, and that's why he's unique. I can sell something to him, it'll go onto this market, someone else can buy it. I don't think I actually get any money for it, I've never tried. But you can see here there's used stuff like a car first aid kit. 82 out of 220 HP. That means someone used this 82. I mean, no, he has 82 out of 220 left on this. He doesn't have it because he sold this to Fence, but now I can buy it from Fence, who bought it from the original guy, if that makes sense. Basically, person sells the Fence, I buy what the person sold. Or I can, but I'm not. Middle click on items to research them if they're unknown. It gives you XP, you can see in the bottom right. Not very much, but it's still better than nothing. XP is XP. Anyway, other than Fence, there's Skier, who is European, as it turns out. He sells you stuff in rubles and euros. See here, this costs 34 euros. There's no way in hell I'm buying that because I only have I have 202 euros. That's awesome. I thought I had like 6. Peacekeeper is the American one. He sells you stuff in dollars. His exchange rate is 124 rubles per dollar. This I think changes because the last time I saw it, it was 125 rubles per dollar. Now it's 124. I'm not going to buy any of these either. I have 323. That's plenty for me. Actually, I could buy some guns here. That's pretty cool. Anyway, he sells guns too. Mechanic sells. So, I was gone for a second there. Mechanic sells guns and weapon parts. Ragman sells clothes and armor. Jaeger sells weapons, weapon parts, armor, clothes, and ammo. And apparently a CMS kit. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching.